Imagine having a coach who tracks your sleep, recovery, and heart data 24/7 and then tells you what to do with all that info every single day. That's basically the pitch behind Whoop Peak 5.0. And in this Whoop 5.0 review, I'm testing how it works, what it actually tracks, and whether the Whoop 5.0 device can really make a case for being the best fitness tracker for people who care about performance and recovery. But before I get into my full test, if you want to check out the Whoop band, I've got a special deal waiting through the link in the description below, and the same deal is reachable via the QR code you see on screen now. So if this kind of wearable tech already sounds like your thing, that's the best discount that you're going to find at the moment. So what exactly is Whoop 5.0? At its core, it's a screenless, subscription-based fitness tracker that's built less like a smartwatch and more like a recovery coach that you wear all day and night. Instead of trying to give you notifications, apps, and a bunch of extra distractions, Whoop is focused on the stuff that actually affects how you feel and perform. Things like sleep, strain, stress, recovery, heart rate, and HRV. Then it takes all of that body data and turns it into recommendations that you can actually use instead of just dumping charts on your phone and expecting you to figure it all out. And honestly, that's exactly why I wanted to try it. My routine is pretty much all over the place. I run a ton, travel a lot, and my job kind of expects me to be available most of the time. So sleep quality and recovery can take a hit pretty fast if I'm not careful. I like the idea of having something running quietly in the background that could help me spot patterns, call out bad habits, and maybe push me towards making smarter choices. Now, the first thing I liked about Whoop 5 was its design. It's really light, thin, and at around 28 grams, it's one of those devices I could honestly forget I'm even wearing. There's no screen, no speakers, nothing flashy, just a low-profile band that's clearly meant to disappear into daily life. I also like that Whoop gives you the option to get bands with different materials and styles, plus how there are alternative ways to wear it beyond just my wrist. Under the hood, it uses optical sensing for heart rate and HRV, along with motion and skin temperature tracking. And it adds haptics for alarms, Bluetooth connectivity, full waterproofing, a wireless battery pack for recharging, and up to 14 days of battery life. For me, that kind of battery life is a huge win because when I'm traveling, the last thing that I want is another device to have to babysit every day. Later on, I'll get into why Whoop Peak is probably the subscription that makes the most sense for how I'd actually use it. Now, this next part is where Whoop will either start feeling genuinely useful or where it just turns into another band collecting numbers I'll never do anything with. Since the device is screenless, everything lives inside the app. And honestly, that's one of the things I like about it. The app looks clean, organized, and not overly intimidating, even though it's pulling in a lot of data behind the scenes. Whoop tracks the core stuff that really drives how I feel day to day. That starts with heart rate and HRV, and Whoop says it rolled out a major heart rate algorithm update in February 2026 to improve accuracy across daily wear and workouts, including better separation between real heart rate and motion noise. That matters because heart rate data feeds into everything else. Whoop also focuses a lot on accuracy, with both internal sleep research and independent third-party studies demonstrating strong performance in heart rate, HRV, and sleep tracking. Now, as for sleep, this is one of the biggest reasons I wanted to use this device in the first place. Whoop tracks all 4 stages: awake, light, REM, and slow wave sleep. And it looks at things like efficiency, disturbances, and how much sleep I actually need versus how much I get. It also gives me bedtime and wake time guidance, plus haptic alarms. So it's not just telling me I slept badly after the fact, it's also trying to help me do better tonight. The other 2 pillars are strain and recovery. Strain is basically how much cardiovascular load I'm putting on my body from training, activity, or even life stress. And recovery is the morning score that looks at HRV, resting heart rate, sleep, and respiratory rate to tell me how ready I am to push hard or whether I should back off a little bit. And that's really the Whoop pitch in a nutshell. Not just more data, but data that turns into clearer decisions. On top of that, I'm also getting steps, blood oxygen, skin temperature, VO2 max, heart rate zones, women hormonal insights, and on higher memberships, Whoop Age, Pace of Aging, Health Monitor, and Real-Time Stress Monitor. Whoop also says it can auto-detect activities, and while it tracks over 100 workout types, it still doesn't have built-in GPS. So for pace or distance outdoors, I still need my phone. And then there are 2 features that make the whole system feel more personal. The Whoop Journal lets me log 300 plus behaviors, things like alcohol, caffeine, mood, or sickness, so that I can actually see what helps or hurts my recovery over time. And Whoop Coach is the AI side of the platform, where I can ask questions, get recommendations, and connect the dots between my habits and the numbers that I'm seeing. Just keep in mind that some of these features depend on which membership plan you choose, and if you want to check out the option I'd go for, I've got a special discount deal through the link in the description. Now, this is the part that you really need to understand before buying, because with Whoop, you're not just picking a band, you're picking a membership too. It's designed to build a long-term commitment, and that changes both the hardware bundle and the level of insight you get. On the current lineup, Whoop 1 starts with the Whoop 4.0 device, a basic wired charger, and the core experience: sleep, strain, and recovery insights, plus personalized coaching, VO2 max, and heart rate zones, and women's hormonal insights. So if you want the essentials without spending more than you need to, that's the entry point. Then there's the Whoop Peak, which is actually the sweet spot that I use myself. Peak gives me Whoop 5.0 with 14 plus day battery life, and it upgrades the bundle with a wireless power pack and adds the extra health features that make the data feel more useful day to day. Things like health span and pace of aging, health monitor with health alerts, and real-time stress monitor. That's the tier I'd personally go for, because if I'm wearing this thing 24/7, I want more than just the basics. I want deeper context, especially around stress, sleep patterns, and long-term health trends. And then at the top, there's Whoop Life. This includes everything from Peak, but swaps the hardware to Whoop MG and adds the more advanced health side. Heart screener with ECG readings, irregular heart rhythm notifications, and daily blood pressure insights in beta. That said, those medical style features can depend on region and availability. So this is really the tier for someone who wants the fullest Whoop ecosystem and is comfortable paying for it. It's also the best fit for those who are more interested in complex medical information and want deeper insights about their heart health. For me, Peak makes the most sense because it gives me a better charger, deeper insights, and the extra context I actually use to understand why I'm sleeping badly or why my stress is staying high. And that's the thing with Whoop in general. It only really helps if I'm willing to look at the data, connect it to my habits, and actually use what it's telling me. As for how it works, it's pretty straightforward. You pick a yearly membership, the device and charger are included, and you can add extra bands or accessories if you want to. Then you pair it to your phone over Bluetooth, activate the membership, and from there, it basically becomes a part of your routine. And if you want to try the version that I actually recommend, I've got a special offer linked below, and Whoop currently offers a 1-month free trial of the Peak membership with a certified pre-owned Whoop 5.0 device, so there's actually a way to test the experience out first before fully committing. So to keep this Whoop review balanced, there are actually a few downsides that I'd think about before buying. First, this is a subscription product, so the real value lives behind a membership. If I stop paying, I'm also giving up the deeper insights that make Whoop interesting in the first place. Second, all the data lives on my phone, which does fit with the whole seamless screen-free idea, but it also means there's no quick way to glance at stats on my wrist. And third, there's still no built-in GPS, so if I want an accurate pace or distance for outdoor workouts, I need to bring my phone with me. So in my opinion, Whoop is best for people who genuinely care about their everyday well-being and actually want to change the bad habits behind it. It gives me a lot of data and useful insights to better understand what'll help my body perform and recover tomorrow. Whether that's worth the investment is up to you, but if you do decide to try it out, don't forget to check out my deal and like and subscribe for more reviews. Drop a comment to tell me what you want me to test next, and I'll see you in the next one.